Football fever has taken over the Texas Tech campus this season, and university officials are already planning ahead as the Red Raiders are only one game away from the postseason. Coming up, we'll let you know how Tech's football success could change your final exam schedule.
The end of the semester is only a few weeks away, and that's creating stress for many students. MCTV's George Cabrera has a look at how one campus group is helping Red Raiders have some fun and escape from school.
Thanksgiving is next week and the gift-giving season is just around the corner. If you're wanting to check some things off your list, MCTV's Elijah Ferris has details on the new shopping option that might just fill your needs.
And Texas Tech athletics schedule has been a little empty since the weekend, but that will be changing soon as 3 Red Raider teams will be all in action in a couple of hours. MCTV's Logan Lacy has a look at the upcoming schedule in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Elisabeth Herring.
And I'm Audrey Felux. The Texas Tech football team may be off this week, but the Red Raiders are still in the headlines, but probably not the way you might expect.
Tech football success season is having an effect all across campus, including the academic calendar. On Monday, TTU President Lauren Skuvanek and Provost Ron Hendrick sent out emails to Texas Tech community to address scheduling conflict between a potential postseason appearance and the fall final schedule. If Texas Tech makes it to the Big 12 championship game, it falls on the same day as the second day of finals, Saturday, December 6th. Both Skuvanek and Hendrick's emails stated that if it does happen, Texas Tech has a contingency plan for students with a final exam time on Saturday. Provost Hendrick's message detailed the alternative options available to instructors to try to accommodate students who may travel to the game. The first option is to reschedule a final to the individual study day on Thursday, December 4th, or offer 2 exam times, one on Thursday and one on Saturday. Other options include exempting students from an exam based on their course average, changing the weight of another exam, offering an alternative assignment to take place of the final, or move the final online and have it be available for an extended time. The last option listed was to continue with the final exam as usual, but it's clear the university would prefer instructors to offer a more flexible option. The instructor of any course affected by the potential scheduling conflict is required to inform students of changes by next Monday, but if you haven't been contacted regarding a Saturday final by next week, you should reach out to your instructor to make sure there are no changes. If Texas Tech does compete in the Big 12 championship game, it's currently scheduled for Saturday, December 6th at 11 a.m. at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
Speaking of finals, the first day of exams is just over 2 weeks away, and with Thanksgiving in between, many students are already starting to stress about the end of the semester. With that in mind, the Davis College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources held a special event yesterday morning in the Dairy Barn. Do Not Forget to Study for Finals took place from 9 to 11 a.m., giving the students in the college an opportunity to grab a quick breakfast or snack and receive encouragement to do their best as they finish out the semester. Along with the donuts, attendees could also grab finals resources to prepare for exams. Study tips sheets were also available for students looking for ways to get the best grades possible as they finish the semester. Do Not Forget to Study for Finals has become a regular part of the Davis College calendar, but this semester's event was held a little early to give students more time to prepare for exams.
Final exams and projects may be on the mind of many Red Raiders, but others are focusing on getting out of town to enjoy the Thanksgiving break. But before students hit the road, one organization held a special annual event to showcase the diversity of the Texas Tech campus while celebrating the holiday season. Student organizations from around campus gathered in the sub ballroom on Tuesday night for this year's Celebrations Around the World event. Tech's Residence Halls Association invited the groups out to the sub to give students a chance to learn about the many holidays and celebrations that take place during the fall and winter seasons. The event focused on free food, activities, a 360 camera, and special live performances. Representatives from RHA were also available if any students had questions about the group or about Residence Hall policies before the break. Celebrations around the world has become a regular event on RHA's annual schedule. Along with this week's event, the group hosts activities and programs for on-campus residents throughout the year. For more information on the Residence Hall Association and to learn more about future events, you can follow TTU RHA on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
RHA isn't the only group offering activities before the break to help students get some stress relief from the pressures of the end of the semester.
Another student group is continuing with the fun and free events all the way until the start of finals, including a new way to escape from coursework while testing students' problem-solving abilities. MCTV's George Cabrera recently stopped by the sub to catch up with some students who took on the challenge.
Last Thursday night, the Students' Activities Board hosted an event for students to escape from reality, going back in time to the 80s or taking a trip through a space mission, while working to find ways to unlock their way out of the rooms.
This event is 2 themed escape rooms that teams of at least 4 to 18 people can sign up for to try and escape the room. And this event is just basically, we need a break from finals. We gotta try to escape, take a brain break, do an escape room, and all that good stuff.
Students experienced puzzles and riddles that unlocked challenges and then had to find a way out of the room within a 20-minute time limit. Cheyenne and Daisy enjoyed the challenge and a fun event to escape from school.
It was 6 of us, and it took us like 20 minutes to solve it. We did the 80s escape room. It was a lot of fun, yeah.
It was like the energy for all super competitive. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Because we're all trying to go from place to place, and it's like, okay, what do we got to do next? And it's kind of fun to do the clues. And also, we were the first ones to solve it,
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
first ones to be, yeah.
For some students like Rahun, Thursday's event offered an opportunity to experience their first time getting through an escape room.
Okay, so I've never been to an escape room. This is my first time. So I was excited to solve the puzzle, but then I was told if we had a bigger crew, then we would have been able to spread out and find the puzzles faster. But since we were just 3, it was we couldn't cover the area as good as possible.
Escape from School was one of SAB's last events before Thanksgiving, but they have more options planned when students return from the break. For more events like these, make sure to check out the Student Activities Board calendar at sab.ttu.edu. For what's next. For MCTV, I'm George Cabrera.
We are finally starting to see some changes in the weather. That's making it feel a lot more like the fall season. But will those changes continue to stick around as we head into the Thanksgiving break? Elisabeth joins us now in the Weather Center with a look at what is to expect for the weekend, along with some details on some possible travel hazards before Thanksgiving in today's MCTV's forecast. Elisabeth?
Thanks, Audrey. Well, behind me, you see a clear sky, but that is a little bit deceiving as we do have some rain moving in the air. You can actually see some of those sprinkles falling on the MCTV tower cam as well as those trees begin to move as we do have some strong winds out there. And even though we had a cloudy day yesterday, we still didn't see any precipitation, hopefully heading for some currently. But as of this month, we have 0 under our rainfall and about half an inch under for our normal this month. Like I said, some rain finally moving in this area from the west. Most of the severe impact is going to be towards our east, but of course, here in Lubbock, we still do have the chance for severe weather. So keep that in mind if you're commuting this afternoon after classes. As far as heading home from the holidays, Thursday night, we do have some rain in those eastern parts of the South Plains. And if you're headed out Friday, looking like it's going to be mostly a clear day for that, maybe just some few clouds out there. Saturday, also a great day for traveling, maybe some cloudy weather. However, if you are planning on traveling Sunday to East Texas, Dallas, Waco, Texarkana area, just keep in mind that we do have some rain in the forecast for Sunday afternoon, and that moves east as we head into Sunday evening as well. Well, lows tonight in the South Plains in the upper 30s off the Cap Rock, upper 40s heading into tomorrow. Temperature is pretty similar than today, just a little bit warmer, but we'll see some sunnier skies across the South Plains area. Tonight here locally in Lubbock, low of 43. Tomorrow warming up to 69, and once again sunny skies. A nice break from the couple of cloudy days we have had. As far as this weekend goes, Saturday 68, Sunday cooling off just slightly with those rain chances, 64, and then staying in the 60s as we head into next week, 69 Monday, Tuesday 65, and then cooling off into the 50s, mid to upper 50s for Wednesday and Thursday, lows in the 40s and possibly freezing temperatures for lows later next week. Well, Thursday is Thanksgiving. If you're staying here in Lubbock, we have a high of 59 on Thursday, so some seasonable Thanksgiving weather. And if you are traveling out of town, be sure to stay safe on the road. I'm Elizabeth, and it's back to Audrey.
Thanks, Elizabeth. As we've mentioned, the holiday spirit is starting to take over here on campus, and many students are already looking past the Thanksgiving break to the gift-giving season. The Lubbock area has a lot of shopping options to fill your needs, including one new market just a few miles from campus. MCTV's Elijah Ferris took that short trip this past weekend to see what he could find.
The new weekly event, Prairie Dog Market, is a chance for locals in the community to shop with vendors selling fresh produce, baked goods, art, and more. Held every Saturday from 10 to 2 p.m. at the Canyon Lake, the market is the opportunity for all Lubbock residents and tech students to support small businesses.
Well, the first thing that we had to come up with is the idea, what exactly, what we're going to name it, where we're going to have it, the venue. What made it kind of unique here is the fact that we're in the canyon.
Victor Flores, organizer of the market, said he wanted to create a melting pot for the community and have it in a place where people can enjoy the scenery of Lubbock.
Well, one, it's to create a community event where people can come in and not only showcase their talent, showcase their crafts, showcase whatever is it that they do, but also to bring the community together, families, kids, and just enjoy the canyon.
Logan Lacy, a local vendor, said she wanted to set up a booth at the market because she enjoys supporting new startups and being able to sell the items she creates.
I've always liked going to local markets. That's just always the thing I enjoyed. And I've always loved selling at them because you make friends with people that you don't know, and like with vendors and with customers. Like I've had 3 people now that have come back to me already, and so that's nice.
Canafax believes shopping locally during the holiday season is essential and is a great way to strengthen the community.
Having local markets and supporting local makers is more important, especially in the holiday time frame, because in my personal opinion, I feel like we need to support the people that are in our community before we go support big box stores, So that's why I'm here. I like doing this stuff.
With being a new event, Flores said there is still a lot of work to be done in raising awareness of the market, but has hopes it will continue to grow weekly.
It's hard work. It's not easy. Getting vendors, it's always the most difficult thing. People will come if people will show up. So that's kind of what we're working on, and we understand that it's going to be a process. It's not an overnight event, but we're going to continue to stay committed to the project.
For MCTV, I'm Elijah Farias.
The regular season is nearing an end for Texas Tech fall sports, but there are at least 2 teams who are hoping for long runs in the postseason, including one group of Red Raiders who are already working towards a national championship.
And the other teams are only a few weeks into the preseason, but their upcoming schedule could include the toughest competition they may see all year. Logan Lacy joins us now with a look at all of those stories in sports. Logan?
Thank you, Elizabeth and Audrey. Texas Tech Athletics has had a slow week, with the only games so far being on Sunday and football being in a bye week. But that's about to change with a huge weekend for the Red Raiders, with men's basketball traveling for a tournament, volleyball getting closer to the end of Big 12 play, women's basketball playing some tough opponents, and soccer trying to advance in the NCAA tournament. Texas Tech football is off this week, but only has one regular season game left as they go to Morgantown next Saturday to play West Virginia. Even though they don't play this week, the team has been heavily recognized at a national level, with linebacker Jacob Rodriguez and edge rusher David Bailey named as finalists for the Lombardi Award. Running back Cameron Dickey announced as a semifinalist for the Doak Walker Award. Kicker Stone Harrington named a semifinalist for the Lou Graza Award, and head coach Joey McGuire announced as a Coach of the Year semifinalist. Texas Tech has also been shown some love by the College Football Playoff Committee, as the team now sits at number 5 in the country. If the season were to end today, the Red Raiders would play Tulane here at Jones AT&T Stadium, but we do still have West Virginia and hopefully the Big 12 championship before that. The game versus West Virginia will be at Milan Puskar Stadium in Morgantown next Saturday, with the time yet to be announced. Texas Tech men's basketball can either sink or swim this weekend as the team heads down to the Bahamas for some of their hardest games yet. The Red Raiders have had a bit of a slow start to the season, with some games being closer than they wanted and a close loss to now number 8 Illinois. The Red Raiders have a chance to turn some heads this weekend as they travel to the Bahamas for the Baha Mar Championship, with their first game being against a Wake Forest team who finished 4th in the ACC last year. Depending on the outcome of the game, Texas Tech could face Memphis or the number 1 team in the country, Purdue. Texas Tech men's basketball is currently ranked 15th in the AP poll with a 3-1 record. The game versus Wake Forest is tonight at 7:30 p.m. on CBS Sports Network, and whether they win or lose, they will play another game tomorrow with the opponent and time to be announced. Texas Tech volleyball season is coming close to an end with only 4 games remaining as they go to Waco tonight. Tech volleyball plays the Baylor Bears for a second time this season, with the first game not ending in the Red Raiders' favor, as they lost 3-1. But both teams look very different since that game, with the Red Raiders having actually won a couple conference games and their last 2 matches going to 5 sets, while Baylor has lost their top 25 ranking and dropped 6 games out of 14. Texas Tech volleyball currently has a 10-16 record, and the game tonight will be at the Farrell Center in Waco, Texas at 7 p.m. The matchup will be streaming on ESPN+, and the Red Raiders are looking for an upset win. Texas Tech women's basketball has to be happy with their start to the season, with wins over last year's American Conference champ and multiple Power 5 wins, but they'll have another test tonight against an SEC opponent. The Lady Raiders have looked unstoppable so far, with every win being by double digits, with their closest win against Arkansas ending in a 12-point victory. But Texas Tech will have to be prepared tonight as another undefeated team, Mississippi State, is coming to town. This will be the Lady Raiders' last game of this home stretch and possibly their closest game yet. The game against Mississippi State is tonight at the United Supermarkets Arena at 6 p.m., and if you can't go to the game, it will also be on ESPN+. Texas Tech soccer has a major game tomorrow afternoon in Fort Worth against the defending national champions. The Red Raiders have had an amazing season so far, which allowed them to host their first game of the NCAA tournament as a 6th seed against UTSA last week. Tech ended up winning 2-1, but they have one of their hardest games coming up in the round of 32 against North Carolina. The Tar Heels won last year's tournament, and although they haven't been as good this season, being 13-6, the North Carolina upset 3-seed Tennessee to advance to the round of 32, so it's definitely not an opponent that Tech can brush off. Tech soccer is 14-2-4, and they play tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. at the Garvey Rosenthal Soccer Stadium in Fort Worth. The game will also be live on ESPN+. If the Red Raiders win, they will stay in Fort Worth to play the winner of TCU and Memphis on Sunday. That's all for Texas Tech athletics. Now back to Audrey and Elizabeth.
Thanks, Logan. Even though Thanksgiving break is next week, it's also beginning to look a lot like Christmas across Lubbock, and even here on the Texas Tech campus.
But if you aren't feeling the spirit just yet, MCTV's Avery Wolf shows us how one recent event aimed to get students into the holiday mood while creating a special keepsake.
Texas Tech is not just about finals, it's about finding little moments of joy too. I'm Avery Wolf reporting from SAB's Clay Cafe in Slavin, where students can come together to unwind, create, and spread holiday cheer across campus. As finals week approaches, Texas Tech students are finding creative ways to de-stress and connect before heading home for the holidays. And last week's Student Activities Board gave students a chance to relax and get artistic.
So we did this like a couple semesters ago, and it was such a huge hit, so we decided to bring it back because people loved it, so we have to please the people.
Event coordinator Jaden Jatilis says the mission behind Clay Cafe is to offer students a fun break from the chaos of finals and a chance to make memories with friends. He hopes the event gives everyone a moment to relax and enjoy the holiday season.
I hope that they could take on their ornament that they painted just in time for the holiday season, and I hope that they could get some memories, just have a good time just painting.
This collaboration with Clay Cafe highlights SAB's effort to work with local businesses and offer student experiences they can't get anywhere else. Organizers say partnering with the community brings something special to events on campus.
So I think the Lubbock community has a lot of great options for entertainment, but there's not a lot of options that you get to sit with your friend without a phone. It's like quality time that you get to be creative. It's nice to sit across from somebody and get to paint, or you can always just come in with your headphones and hang out by yourself too.
The co-owner of Clay Cafe says the partnership with SAB has been beneficial for both groups, offering students a hands-on activity to put down their phones, to be present and connect with the people around them, either at last week's event or at Clay Cafe.
This is actually our 3rd anniversary to collaborate, so they reached out to us just a little shortly after COVID, just to do an event to get the students off campus to come in and paint at the store. We just fully renovated our store so we can seat up to 110 people, and so we fit a lot of people in there.
SAB says this won't be the last chance for students to take a break and get creative. With more events planned for the spring, they hope to continue bringing Red Raiders together. For more information, visit sab.tdu.edu. For MCTV, I'm Avery Wolf.
So Elizabeth, are you ready to head home for the Thanksgiving break?
Yes, I'm super excited. Just trying to finish up, last minute projects, finals, get all my papers written, things like that. What about you?
I am ready to go home and see my family, and definitely ready to see all my pets.
Oh yes, the pets for sure.
That's all for today's edition of the MCTV's Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.